Lambert Outdoors, and we are going to be doing something outside today. It's super cold outside. As you can see, kind of the way I'm dressed. It's probably about 3 degrees out there, but the wind is whipping. I live in Ohio, super flat. So I'm in the barn, which isn't heated, but it's warmer than being outside. And there's nothing to do inside my house right now. I have the day off. So I'm going to be doing a project. So my pooper scooper, this is the old one, it broke. The handle snapped off. It was a plastic one. We've had this one for years. So basically the handle, if it were to stay into place, it would do that, open up, okay? But it broke. It's no longer usable, all right? So we can recycle that. But I had found this in a barn, and I was like, this is broke as well. But I found it in a barn, and I asked the owner of the barn, I'm like, what are you gonna do with that? And they're like, nothing, it's trash. And I was like, can I have it? And they're like, yeah. So I have a fairly large barn here, which I stored it in up until now. So my pooper scooper broke. I have a pooper scooper here that we are going to make a new one out of it. So the parts that I actually want to use are these metal parts right here. This is aluminum. It's very light. The wood broke at the fulcrum here. So the wood broke there because it's cheap pine, and they screwed it right into a knot. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill out these are rivets. We're going to drill those out. If they were screws or something like that, or bolts, I could easily just take them off. But we're going to use a drill bit, screw through those, remove the pieces of aluminum, and then you can see we're going to have to make a cut in our new pieces of wood. So just like a saw blades with cut there. And then right in the middle, we're going to make a hinge so that way we can use the new pooper scooper. So we're going to kind of take you on along with us on this journey, with us making this. We get to repurpose something that was going to be thrown away, and actually 2 things that are going to be thrown away. So these were also in the barn. These are made of 2 different types of woods, I believe. This one feels like oak, and this is a little bit lighter one. Maybe not pine, but not oak. So we are going to be using 2 different types of wood here, which really, in my mind, doesn't matter. Also, they're 2 different thicknesses, okay? So we have probably about, that's probably about 1 inch, and this one's probably about 1 1/8 inches. Again, I don't mind that. And they're already about at the right height that I think I want. Although I may use I don't like to bend over, so we're using this height. So basically the concept is, when you push this way, it pinches the poop, and then you move this way, it opens the poop catcher. So we're gonna be using these. These were also in the barn that we're gonna get tossed in the burn pile. So we saved a few things from being thrown in the burn pile. These have been sitting in the back of my barn here in the corner for about 4 years, just sitting there. I haven't touched these, I haven't touched this. I cleaned the dust off of them today because this broke, and the dog has been pooping a lot, and so, we're gonna be using it. So stay along. All right, let's get into it. So first, and I'm not gonna show you all of this, but you're gonna see exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my drill here. I got a real small bit, and I'm just going down. I'm going down straight into the middle of this. Just underneath the head of that ring of the rivet. And then I could take a pair of vice grips or anything and just pry that top part off. And then I'm gonna punch that bottom one that I just did out. So I'm just drilling down past that ring, that lip that's on the side there. I'm drilling down past that, and then I can pry that ring off and then punch that out. It's like it'll look like a, kind of like a nail once it comes out. So I'm gonna get all these ready, and I'm gonna punch those out, and then we'll remove that and see what it looks like without the wood, because we have no clue what it looks like behind here. It could be just two lines of aluminum, although I'm assuming that it's solid under there. We'll see. Now we're gonna punch out the middles here, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay. That wood actually broke off, but see, that's what the piece we just punched out looks like. So now these should slide out, besides the one that's broken here, but it should still slide out here. Yeah. So there we go. It is solid, completely solid, which means since it's solid, we actually don't have to cut a line right down the middle. I can actually mount the poles directly to one side, which would be the outside, obviously. We don't want it inside, that would be blocking more poo that we can fit in here. So I can actually just shave a flat spot on the poles there, and then I can bolt them or screw them directly to this, which is probably what I'll do since it is solid. So you're gonna see that part next. All right, so what I did was I actually just took my little trim handsaw, cut down a little bit this way, and then I took a chisel and hammer and just chiseled a straight line. So they're not screwed on there, you can see what I mean there. That way it's nice and strong, it makes like a little shelf for it. And then I put them on there to mock it, and then to add holes. And then I'm either gonna find some bolts that are perfect for this, or screws. Bolts I think are definitely gonna last longer, but I'm trying to reuse everything that I have here. So if I have the bolts here, great. If I don't, and then I would have to buy, or I have to use screws that I already have here. But I would much rather use bolts because they'd be stronger. Reference the middle one, I did find this bolt right here that has a smooth shaft in the middle, and it's longer because these are thicker. So the original pivot screw bolt would not have worked, so I did have to find a different one for that. So now we're gonna try to put together here. So I did find some really nice bolts, and also some nuts to go on the back of those. I'm gonna use Thread Locker Blue by Permatex to lock those on because I can't find locking washers. Once I get these on, here, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have to kind of find where the middle, like where the hinge point is. On the other one, it was 15 inches from the tip here. And I was kind of probably going to go with the same measurement from the bottom, from the scooping point, but I just don't know how it's going to go to get, like, how to put them together. So that's the part that's going to have to that I'm going to have to figure out. So the next clip that you see will probably be me putting this all together. Success. So I did put that blue thread on the ends there, and this was a flathead with the square on the inside. So I did pound that in so it won't turn, and then I did put blue thread on all those, and then I actually grinded off the ends of the bolts there just so they wouldn't cause any issues. So I put the 2 washers in the middle just like the original one was, and so we're gonna see if it works here. Act like my glove is a pile of poo here, where you can see right here. All right, so my glove is a pile of poo. Perfect. So no bending over, so that it's a really good height. Cool. So the only issue that I see going working with this one in particular is this piece of wood right here is more of a pine and this is an oak. So this one will break before this one. When that breaks, then I'll just make just one pole, and I'll just repeat the process on that side, and I'll just use that as a guide. But really cool. Awesome. One project done for today. If you like this video, like, subscribe, and share the video, share the channel. That's how the channel grows. And also leave a comment if you want to see any other things going on in the homestead, or if you just want to just say hi. Just say hi. All right, there you go, and God bless.